That's what the Bible begins to say in Hebrews 11:6, right? It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please God. Without an understanding of the God that we have come to serve, to walk with, it is impossible to please God. The point the Bible says impossible. It means impossible. It does not mean any other thing. Impossible. It is not possible. That's what he's saying. There's no way around it. There's no other option. There's no other alternative. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. If you ever want to please God, it has to be by faith. That's what the Bible says. The just shall live by faith. Because the just cannot please God except by faith. And what does faith mean? Faith means I have to know the God I am resting on. The just cannot be just if he does not know God. If you don't know God, you cannot walk by faith. Because faith is the substance. Faith is God himself. Ability to tie, to rest, to get your anchor, to hold against who God is and all that he represents. That is faith. The Bible, it is the substance, the reason, the basis, the foundation for that which you are hoping for. So if what which you are hoping for does not have a foundation, does not have a rest, does not have an anchor, it is not faith. And you cannot please God. Every faith will be tested. Every value will be tested. And if your anchor is not holding, you will show that it is not faith, it is presumption. It has to be faith to pass the test of life. Every value will be tested. Every faith will be tested. You will be tested. And for you to pass, you must be that it is faith that you are truly holding to. Because that rock that your anchor is holding on will be tested by the wind. If it's not firm, your anchor will give way. Your boat will be swept away. And that's the whole essence of what we're doing here. Is to ensure that what you're calling faith is faith. Because without faith, you cannot please God. You cannot please God. I don't care what church you go to. I don't care what your pastor has told you. But without faith, you cannot please God. All of this one that the people are making people scared, afraid. Oh, COVID. It's not of God. It's demon message. Anything that does not improve faith, that does not increase faith in you, is not of God. Because God then will be working against himself. Can I say without faith, it is impossible to please God. And as a church, if there's a church of Jesus Christ, what we should be doing is for making it possible for people to please God. That is what we are about. The Bible says, as long as the day is called today, as long as the day is called today, we should encourage one another, exalt one another in the word, so that then nobody's heart to be hardened in sin. That is the purpose, that's the intent of the church, of the gathering of God's people, is to help everyone's heart to be strengthened by faith, to be encouraged by faith, to be built by faith, so that we can please God. The essence, the very essence of our creation. Anything other than that, we are wasting time. We were created to please God. We are created for God's glory. And we cannot do it except by faith. So if your church is not preaching faith, you are wasting your time. All you're talking about is COVID. Holiness. Oh, you are sinning. How can you overcome sin if you don't have faith? I love the way Charles Stanley put it. Charles Stanley says that every sin is as a result of a lack of faith. If you have faith, the only thing that is medication, soundproof against sin is faith. That was the reason why Joseph did not fall. He wasn't scared of his master. It wasn't his master. If it was his master he was scared of, he would have done the thing now, enjoy the master's wife. Free service, free, Master won't know now. Both of them will walk. You can't make it work. But because he had faith in God, he knew that he was dealing with someone that will see him. There's no hiding place. So if you are committing sin, you don't have faith. That's the reason why you are committing sin, because you don't believe that God is seeing you. Something inside of you is saying that you can hide it from God. But Joseph knew better. Moses knew better. The Bible says, Bible says for Moses that he was like seeing the invisible. He could see God, even though God was invisible. And what he saw persuaded him. What he saw motivated him. What are you seeing? Moses was like seeing the invisible. He could see God even though God was invisible. And what he saw could not make him be comfortable. He, as an Egyptian, he had to rise to purpose. He had to rise to destiny. He had to rise to faith. Can you see the invisible? Can you see God? Are you seeing the invisible? Are you seeing God? Brother Lawrence, his teachers, wrote a book on practicing the presence of God. Are you practicing the presence of God? Are you practicing the Shekinah glory? Can you see God? What is what you are seeing doing to you? Can you see God? Can you see God? Is the essence of our creation. Is the essence of our being.